Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nathania Azzahra Febrina. I'm a student of Persada Indonesia University. At this time, I want to explain my presentation. Before presenting this material, I would like to thank Mr. Budiantoro as an English lecturer for allowing me to make this presentation. And the material that I will explain is from exercise 1 until exercise 4, and the topic is intelligence. Exercise 1. Number 1. What is intelligence? Scientists define intelligence as the ability to learn or to understand. Give the example to support your explanation. Intelligent person faced with some problem or situation that they have never met before will use their knowledge and memory of situation in the past to solve the problem. Number 2. What is intelligence for? People who are intelligent learn what they are taught easily and quickly. Number 3. Can intelligence be measured? And how? Many psychologists believe that intelligence can be measured with various kinds of tests. Psychologists express the result of an intelligence test in a number called an IQ or intelligence quotient. Number 4. Explain the correlation between intelligence, a test, and life. Psychology expresses the result of an intelligence test in a number called an IQ or intelligence quotient. To determine this number, they first give tests to find the person's mental age. The younger person has obviously developed faster than the older, but their mental age does not show difference in their rates of mental growth. The mental age of the younger person is far above his or her chronological age or age in years. But the older person's mental age is far below his or her chronological age. Number 5. What is IQ? IQ or intelligence quotient is the result of an intelligence test in a number expressed by psychologists. Intelligence is used to explain concepts that include a number of abilities, such as human abilities, planning, solving problems, thinking abstractly, understanding ideas, using language, comprehension, and learning. Number 6. Is someone who has a high IQ always smart? IQ don't measure genius, but genius tend to have decently high IQ at the very least, and sometimes have extraordinarily high IQ. Why? To be a genius, someone must be highly intelligent, but what distinguishes a genius from others is not their intelligence, but their incredibly work ethic which fuels their production and creativity. The world is full of high IQ people that accomplish nothing and leave no mark on the world. Being smart is a factor, but it's just one ingredient. Ambition, self-discipline, industriousness, passion, and motivation are all equally and arguably more important traits. Geniuses have powerful drive to create. They are often iconoclastic. Geniuses don't often always succeed, but it's their will and determination to overcome their doubts and failure that leads them to immortality. Number 7. Human beings are the most intelligent animal. What does this statement mean? It means that human is the most intelligent and wise among all living beings. Exercise 2. Number 1. People who are intelligent learn what they are taught easily and quickly. It means that intelligent people can also learn something new for them easily and quickly because the memories they have are usually above average for most people. Number 2. The scientists believe that if a person can deal intelligently with some problems in a test, he or she will also deal intelligently with problems in everyday life. It means if a person has intelligence, he will struggle to find logical solutions to problems in his life. So, someone who can solve problems in the exam will be able to solve problems in his daily life, because in exam usually also related to daily life. Number 3. Since a human being is certainly not the biggest animal or the animal with the biggest brain, intelligence cannot be measured by size. Intelligence is a gift from God. Intelligence is also present since humans were born into the world. Therefore, we must hone intelligence in order to share with others and for ourselves, and whether animal or human intelligence cannot only be measured by the size or the size of the brain that every living thing has. Number 4. An animal in the jungle knows who its enemies are, and it keeps food off their way. It knows what food are good for it and how to find this food. The meaning of this sentence is that an animal can also see its enemies and tries to avoid his enemy by protecting his dwelling place. Animals can also find good food for themselves by finding that food. Number 5. Rats use intelligence to get a food that seems out of their reach. They also learn to avoid food that has been poisoned. Mice are intelligent animals. With their intelligence, rats get what they want, and mice can also distinguish food that contain poison, so that with their intelligence they can get rid of what is not good for themselves. Exercise 3. Number 1. Why can't animals read, do mathematics, and build building? Because other animals can communicate with each other, but they cannot read, they cannot do mathematics or build complicated things like automobiles or airplanes. Still, animals learn very quickly the things they have to know in order to stay alive and hold. Animals also remember things they have learned. Number 2. There are two persons. One is 8 years old and the other is 16 years old. Both of them have mental age of 12. A. Describe the person who has a chronological age of 8 and mental age of 12. The formula is IQ equals to mental age divided chronological age multiplied 100. IQ equals to 12 divided 8 multiplied 100. IQ equals to 1.5 multiplied 100 equals to 150. B. Describe the person who has a chronological age of 16 and mental age of 8. IQ equals to mental age divided chronological age multiplied 100. IQ equals to 8 divided 16 multiplied 100. IQ equals to 0.5 multiplied 100 equals to 50. C. Compute their IQ and explain the result verbally. The IQ of the child is 150, of which 150 is considered very superior. The IQ of the child 50, of which 50 is considered very low. The IQ of the child 75, of which 75 is borderline. D. Give the reason why there is a person who has a chronological age 50, of which 50 is considered very low. The IQ of the child 75, of which 75 is borderline. D. Give the reason why there is a person who has a chronological age of 8 and mental age of 12. IQ equals to mental age divided chronological age multiplied 100. IQ equals to 12 divided 8 and multiplied 100. IQ equals to 1.5 multiplied 100 equals to 150. E. Give the reason why there is a person who has chronological age of 16 and mental age of 12. IQ equals to mental age divided chronological age multiplied 100. IQ equals to 12 divided 16 multiplied 100. IQ equals to 0.75 multiplied 100 equals to 75. Number 3. Answer the question on paragraph 6 and find another reference to strengthen your answer. A. What makes one person intelligent and another not so intelligent? All children generally have their own intelligence, but what distinguishes it is only the profile of each person may be different. It's high on all kinds of intelligence. Some are just average and high at 2 or 3 kinds of intelligence. In daily activities, intelligence is related in one sequence, like kick the ball, it's kinesthetic, self-orientation in the field or spatial, lodge a protest to the river, or linguistic and interpersonal. There are many ways to be smart in every category. Someone as linguistically savvy as possible, not good at writing, but good at telling stories and speak in riveting way. B. Are people born with the basic intelligence that they will have all their lives? Intelligence can be changed if we continue to hone the science we learn. And people who have high basic intelligence can decrease their intelligence if they don't hone their knowledge. C. Is intelligence affected by a person's home, life, or the number of books he or she reads? Yes, because in the family and by reading a lot can increase someone's intelligence. Exercise 4. Without referring to the text, fill the blanks in the following sentence with the correct word from the list. You may change the tense, number, or from the words to fit the context. The words are mental age, determine, face, formula, divide, multiply, represent effect, travel, keep out, suck, train, perform, chronological age, intelligent, instinct, and complex. Number 1. He is afraid of keep out his boss after make such a fool of himself at the meeting. Actually, he has to meet the boss soon. The answer is keep out. Number 2. He is suck his thumb. He always does it whenever he wants to eat something. The answer is suck. Number 3. If we want to know whether someone is smart or not, we have to know his IQ. My friend said, "How can we know the IQ?" I asked. Without answering, he gave me a piece of paper which explained how to calculate IQ. That is formula. The answer is formula. Number 4. He was born in 1970 and he died in 1980. According to chronological age, he died when he was 10 years old. The answer is chronological age. Zefi is a smart student. By her intelligence, she can do tasks easily and quickly. The answer is intelligent. Number 6. She is 16 years old but has mental age of 5. The way she thinks and the way she talks is like a child. The answer is mental age. Number 7. As a good shopkeeper, she has to be able to solve every problem politely. Even when she faces an angry customer, she must face something to do with him sagely. The answer is face. Number 8. He really feels sad when his girlfriend gets married with another. He brings his sadness to everywhere. His sadness determines his life, involving the result of his final test. The answer is determined. Number 9. It is difficult to tell his life story. He's married to Susan, but Susan's in love with his brother. He's, on the other hand, in love with his sister-in-law. Oh, it's too complex to explain. The answer is complex. Number 10. If we want to fly, we need to practice and practice. Even we have to look for the method and learn how to fly well. However, a little bird can fly without learning much. It flies by using its instinct. That's all the material that I explained. I apologize if there is an error either from my material or my pronunciation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.